As we approach what promises to be a busy transfer window, Sky Sports takes a look at 50 players who could be on the move this summer, including those who have already completed deals. Sadio Mane plans to make announcement on his Liverpool future after Champions League final. Sadio Mane says he will make an announcement on his Liverpool future after this weekend's Champions League final. Mane has been linked with a move to Bayern Munich this summer and is in contract negotiations with the Merseyside club, but nothing has yet been finalized. Speaking to Sky Sports News from Liverpool's training ground, Mane said, "I will answer the question about my future after the Champions League. I am not saying yes or no, I will answer after the Champions League." Transfer Center, live. Get Sky Sports, download the Sky Sports app. Rafinha is close to a summer move to Barcelona. Rafinha has 2 years left on his contract at Leeds and is not expected to sign a new deal, with Sky Sports news sources claiming he would like to join. The Brazil international was pivotal in the Yorkshire men's Sealing Premier League survival on the final day of the season, netting a penalty against Brentford. With Barca expected to formalise their interest in the coming days. West Ham United were one of a number of clubs who tried to sign Rafinha in the last transfer window. Paul Pogba has held positive talks with Juventus over summer move. Paul Pogba has played his final game for Manchester United, with his contract set to expire in June. The midfielder's representatives recently held positive talks with Juventus over a free transfer this summer. Pogba's camp also reportedly remain in dialogue with Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain, having not received any contract offer from United since last. Kylian Mbappé, the France international, had been widely expected to leave the Ligue 1 champions for Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappé became the world's highest-paid footballer after signing a 3-year Paris Saint-Germain deal worth almost £1 million a week in May, having reportedly been close to joining Real Madrid on a free transfer. La Liga have since filed a complaint over the deal it describes as scandalous. Real had a £145 million bid for Mbappé rejected last summer, after he requested to leave PSG, but the 23-year-old has since U-turned on that stance, claiming he can continue to grow in France, the country where he made his name. Airling Holland has landed in Manchester to put finishing touches on £51 million Man City move. Manchester City activated Airling Holland's release clause in mid-May, with the striker set to join on July 1 for a total of £85.5 million, including agents' fees and other add-ons. The move looks set to end Pep Guardiola's pursuit of Tottenham's Harry Kane, who previously looked destined to leave North London, while Dortmund have signed Red Bull Salzburg striker Karim Adeyemi as Holland's replacement. Viviane Midema, the Netherlands international, joined Arsenal from Bayern Munich in 2017 and has since scored 117 goals. Viviane Midema, whose initial contract was due to expire this summer, was heavily linked with a move to Barcelona but has now committed her immediate future to Arsenal after narrowly missing out on the Women's Super League title. Sky Sports understands the new deal is longer than a 1-year extension. The 25-year-old was part of the Arsenal side that won the WSL in 2018-19 and scored 23 goals in 39 appearances this campaign as the Gunners finished runners-up to Antonio Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger will depart Stamford Bridge this summer, with Chelsea unable to persuade him to stay. Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger has reached an agreement with Real Madrid to join the Spanish champions on a free transfer in the summer. Rudiger will officially join Real on July 1 on a 4-year deal understood to be worth €400,000, £342,000 per week. The Germany international had decided to reject a new deal at Stamford Bridge in April, manager Thomas Tuchel revealed, in favor of moving to La Liga. Mohammed Salah. Mo Salah says he's staying at Liverpool next season for sure. Mohammed Salah remains in talks with Liverpool over a new contract, with just over a year left on his current deal, having recently confirmed he will be at Anfield next season. Negotiations have dragged on, with his future the subject of considerable speculation in recent months, but in a pre-Champions League final press conference, Salah extinguished any rumors linking him with a move away from Merseyside. "I am staying next season for sure," he said. "I don't focus on my contract at the moment. I don't want to be selfish at all. This is about the team now. Thesis a really important week for us, and I am just focused on the team. I want to win the Champions League again. I want to see Hendo have it again in his hands and give it to me after. I don't want to talk about the contract. We have a long time. I am stay next season, for sure." Philippe Coutinho. Steven Gerrard was the driving force behind Philippe Coutinho's permanent move. Philippe Coutinho moved to Aston Villa in January on an initial 6-month loan, but the Brazil international has now made his move permanent in a €20 million, £17 million deal and agreed a 4-year contract. It is understood Steven Gerrard played a significant part in luring the forward to the Midlands, with the former Liverpool man also proving instrumental in persuading him to move to Villa Park permanently. Georgia Stanway. Georgia Stanway has confirmed a move to Bayern Munich. England international Georgia Stanway, whose contract with Man City was due to expire at the end of June, has agreed a 3-year deal with Bundesliga runners-up Bayern Munich. She will join up with her new side after the Women's European Championship, where she will be an integral part of the Lionesses squad. Fabio Carvalho. Fabio Carvalho has joined Liverpool from Championship side Fulham. Liverpool will sign Fabio Carvalho this summer from Fulham after initially missing out on the winger on deadline day in January. The 19-year-old was also wanted by Manchester United, Chelsea and Arsenal while at Balham FC, before signing at Craven Cottage. Last season, he scored 11 goals and provided 8 assists in 38 appearances, helping secure Fulham promotion to the Premier League. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo will see out his Man Utd contract, which expires in 2023. Previous doubts over Cristiano Ronaldo's Manchester United future have been quashed by incoming manager Erik ten Hag, who was assertive on his position when discussing the number 7 in his first press conference. When asked if the veteran forward has a role next season, the Dutchman replied, "Of course." Ronaldo's current Old Trafford contract has another 12 months too. Nagolo Kante. Nagolo Kante's Chelsea future remains uncertain. It was recently reported that Erik ten Hag had put Chelsea midfielder Nagolo Kante on a shortlist of Man Utd targets, with 1 year remaining on his current. The Blues have the option of renewing his substantial contract, selling this summer, or allowing the Frenchman to leave on a free in 12 months' time, should a fresh agreement not be reached. Thomas Tuchel recently likened Kante to Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Kevin De Bruyne in terms of his importance to the side, but his Stamford Bridge future remains undecided. Gabrielle Jesus. Gabrielle Jesus could face being ousted at Man City after Airling Holland's arrival. Arsenal are said to be keeping tabs on Man City striker Gabrielle Jesus, with the Brazilian likely to leave Manchester following Airling Holland's arrival. The 25-year-old has 1 year left on his contract and has scored 95 goals in 236 games for Pep Guardiola's side. The move could favor both parties, as the Gunners search for a consistent number 9 and Jesus hunts down regular playing time. Declan Rice. West Ham will not be tempted into selling Declan Rice this summer. Midfielder Declan Rice has become one of the most sought-after players in the Premier League, having refused multiple offers to sign fresh terms at West. Rice is reportedly happy at the London Stadium, despite Manchester United and Chelsea circling, with 2 years remaining on his current deal and a club option to extend by a further 12 months. Sky Sports reported on May 12 the 23-year-old had turned down an 8-year deal worth £83 million, but the Hammers remained steadfast in their position to keep their captain this summer. Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen will have multiple offers tabled this summer. Christian Eriksen is a free agent this summer after signing a 6-month contract with Brentford when he arrived in January, providing flexibility over his. There has been talk of a potential return to Tottenham, with the club supposedly registering an interest in resigning the playmaker following his Premier League resurgence. An extension with Brentford is also a possibility, although less likely. Harry Kane. Harry Kane was close to a Tottenham exit last summer but appears more settled under Antonio Conte. Harry Kane asked to leave Tottenham last summer but ended up staying in North London after the club resisted multiple offers from Man City, with the England captain looking much more settled under Antonio Conte. Spurs are in no rush to sell Kane, who has a contract until 2024, but there have been reports Manchester United are set to reignite their interest in the 28-year-old striker this summer. Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips has been made a primary target for Man City. With Brazilian Fernandinho departing Man City this summer, Pep Guardiola will be looking at central midfield as an area that needs strengthening and will supposedly target Leeds' Calvin Phillips. The 26-year-old is contracted until 2024, but could be prized away from Yorkshire for the right price, although negotiations are likely to be less straightforward now. Leeds are guaranteed to be playing Premier League football next term. Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard spent a successful spell on loan at West Ham in 2021. Jesse Lingard is out of contract at Manchester United in the summer and will finally move on from Old Trafford after falling out of favour over the past couple of seasons. The 29-year-old, who spent the second half of last season on loan at West Ham, was unhappy when United refused to let him leave on loan in January despite interim boss Ralph Rangnick giving his blessing. The Hammers have made initial inquiries about Lingard's availability, with David Moyes said to be keen on reuniting with the forward. Marc Cucurella. Marc Cucurella is subject to interest from Premier League champions Man City. Man City have targeted Brighton's Marc Cucurella to fill their left-back void and are poised to make a move this summer, according to media reports. With 35 league appearances during his debut season, the 23-year-old played more minutes than any other outfield player at Amex Stadium. Cucurella is contracted at the Seagulls until 2026. Emmanuel Dennis. Watford are resigned to losing Emmanuel Dennis this summer. Emmanuel Dennis enjoyed a productive first campaign in the Premier League following his arrival from Club Brugge last summer and could be on the move after just 12 months at Vicarage Road, following Watford's relegation to the Championship. The 24-year-old struck 10 goals and registered 6 assists for the Hornets in 33 outings under 3 different managers, and could be a target for West Ham. During the summer window, Jorginho has been linked with a return to Serie A. The former Ballon d'Or nominee is entering the final year of his current Chelsea deal, and is subject to interest from Juventus. Jorginho has enjoyed less playing time this season and could be headed for a return to Italy's Serie A, should an offer meet Chelsea's valuation. Any potential contract or transfer talks are currently being held up by the sanctions in place at Stamford Bridge. Alexander Lacazette. Alexander Lacazette looks increasingly likely to leave Arsenal this summer. Big decisions must be made by Arsenal this summer, and one of them surrounds the future of striker Alexander Lacazette, with his contract set to expire. Lacazette, 30, signed for Arsenal in a £47 million deal from Lyon back in 2017 and could be on his way back to League One, as it looks increasingly likely his 5-year stay at Emirates Stadium is over. Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling might favour a summer move away from Manchester. Real Madrid are reportedly in the running for Manchester City and England forward Raheem Sterling, after being snubbed by Mbappe. The 27-year-old has also been linked with Arsenal, having entered the final 12 months of his deal at the Etihad. Andreas Christensen. Andreas Christensen ruled himself out of Chelsea's final few games of the season. It is expected that Danish defender Andreas Christensen will join Barcelona on a free transfer after his Chelsea contract expires in June. The Blues failed to tie Christensen down to a new deal, despite repeated efforts, and are now resigned to losing both him and Rudiger for free in the same. Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford's form has declined at Man Utd this season. Erik ten Hag reportedly needs convincing on Marcus Rashford's role at Man United, amid interest from Arsenal and a host of other European clubs. The 24-year-old's current deal, which includes a 1-year option extension clause, is due to expire in 2023, with the forward struggling for form during an unsettled season at Old Trafford. According to reports, United would demand a minimum of £60 million in order to part ways with the Carrington youth product. Nick Pope. Nick Pope has been a mainstay in the Burnley side since displacing Tom Heaton. A fire sale at Burnley may well be inevitable this summer as some of the club's Premier League level talent look at options elsewhere after relegation to the Championship was confirmed on the final day of the season. The England international will undoubtedly have admirers in the top flight, with Fulham said to be among them, although Burnley have a club option to extend Pope's contract by a further 12 months. Should the Clarets exercise that option, the stopper would be tied down until 2024. Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial enjoyed an underwhelming loan at Sevilla. It is unclear what the future holds for Manchester United striker Anthony Martial, with the France international struggling to rediscover top form on loan at Martial, who is contracted at United until 2024, demanded a move away because he needed a new atmosphere but will return to Old Trafford this summer. The future of the Red Devils' other attacking players may also have an impact on whether Martial stays or goes. Carlson will have options this summer, should he depart Everton. Arsenal are reportedly sounding out a move for Carlson, with a specific need to strengthen forward areas after the loss of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in January. The Gunners are scouring the market for at least one new striker this summer, but perhaps more. The 25-year-old scored 10 goals and registered 5 assists in 30 Premier League appearances as Everton staved off relegation, and is contracted at Goodison Park until 2024. DJ Spence has caught the eye of top Premier League and European clubs. It is understood that Tottenham have held preliminary talks to sign Middlesbrough fullback DJ Spence this summer, amid further interest from German champions Bayern Munich. Spence has impressed during a productive loan spell at Nottingham Forest this season and is rated as one of the Championship's best young full-backs. Should Forest clinch promotion to the Premier League this weekend, they may well hold out hope of retaining the services of Spence beyond this season. Marcos Alonso is headed for the Stamford Bridge exit door. Marcos Alonso will be allowed to leave Chelsea this summer, with personal terms close to being agreed with Barcelona, although dispute over the proposed fee may make an agreement more difficult. Alonso's deal expires in 2023 and he is said to want a return to Spain, with Barca the destination of choice. Caroline Weir. Man City have already confirmed Caroline Weir's reluctant departure. Scotland midfielder Caroline Weir is edging closer to a move to Real Madrid from Manchester City this summer, with the club confirming her exit this week. The Spanish giants are increasingly confident of securing Weir's signature on a free transfer, ending a 4-year spell at City, although a final agreement is yet to be. Luis Suarez is considering options following Atleti farewell. It has been confirmed Luis Suarez will leave Atletico Madrid as a free agent after 2 years in the Spanish capital, but is determined to remain playing in Europe at the age of 35. The striker has reportedly received numerous offers from South America, but is yet to plot his next move, citing his desire to play in Uruguay's 2022 World Cup. Squada's reason for remaining in Europe. Romelu Lukaku has not enjoyed a fairy-tale reunion with Chelsea. The future of Romelu Lukaku at Chelsea, just 1 year into the striker's 5-year deal, has been called into question following a lackluster return to the Premier League. Lukaku, 28, is under contract until 2026 and cost the Blues a club record £97.5 million fee, just shy of the British transfer record held by Jack Grealish. Meaning a summer move for the Belgian remains unlikely, but not unfathomable. Edinson Cavani has said his goodbyes to Man United supporters. The location of Edinson Cavani, 35, will not be Old Trafford beyond the summer, as his Manchester United deal runs out in June and he waved goodbye to fans at United's final game of the season against Crystal Palace. The Uruguay forward has struggled with injury problems this season and will once again become a free agent in the summer. It is understood Cavani will explore options in Spain as well as approaches from multiple South American clubs. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has struggled through injuries this season. Everton are reportedly willing to listen to offers for Dominic Calvert-Lewin this summer, with Arsenal emerging as potential suitors, Newcastle are also in the Toffees frontman endured an injury-hit season, but did strike the winner in Everton's comeback victory over Crystal Palace at Goodison Park in May, to secure his side's Premier League status. Eddie Nketiah's Arsenal contract expires this summer. Eddie Nketiah's age and late-season surge may yet see an extension materialize at Arsenal, despite little talk of any potential negotiations taking place. It's well documented that the Gunners are in need of more firepower. Bayer Leverkusen and Crystal Palace were interested in the 22-year-old in January, but an agreement was never reached, while the latter are said to be ready to revisit a deal, should he leave North London this summer. Gareth Bale will cut ties with Real Madrid after 9-year stint. Atletico Madrid have turned down the chance to sign Gareth Bale on a free transfer this summer, according to reports in Spain. The 32-year-old Welshman is set to leave city rivals Real Madrid after a 9-year stint, with interest from former employers Cardiff City and Southampton. Although neither club's wage structure is likely to be able to withstand Bale's inclusion. Should Wales qualify for this year's World Cup finals in Qatar, the forward will need to carefully consider his options in order to stay fit for the tournament. Robert Lewandowski is wanted by Barcelona. Robert Lewandowski, 33, has 12 months left on his Bayern Munich deal but is rumored to want an exit this summer, despite Bayern's wishes for him to stay. Barcelona lead the race for his signature, if he were to leave, although club representative Oliver Kahn suggested the forward will see out the remainder of his contract in Munich. More recently, it has been reported that Lewandowski has reached a verbal agreement with Barca, but no formal deal has been struck. Dean Henderson expected to leave Old Trafford in search of regular game time. Manchester United reserve goalkeeper Dean Henderson is expected to leave at the end of the season after failing to oust David De Gea as the number 1 at Old. The latest reports suggest Newcastle are interested in signing the 25-year-old, who has 3 years left on his United deal, although there is dispute over whether that agreement would be a temporary or permanent one. Kepa Arrizabalaga is second in line to Edouard Mendy at Chelsea. Chelsea's deputy goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga is set to be the subject of transfer interest this summer as he looks for first-team football away from Stamford. Arrizabalaga, who is reportedly a target for Newcastle, has struggled for opportunities since the arrival of Edouard Mendy, despite being signed for a world record £71.6 million fee for a goalkeeper in 2018. Youri Tielemans is under consideration by Arsenal. Leicester midfielder Youri Tielemans is approaching the final year of his current deal at the King Power, and the club could be forced to cash in on the Belgium international this summer. The 24-year-old has been strongly linked with Arsenal, despite clear intention from the Foxes to retain the services of their prized midfielder. The Gunners are reportedly preparing an opening offer of £25 million to secure Tielemans. Yves Bissouma is in high demand this summer. Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly rivaling Aston Villa for the signature of Brighton midfielder Yves Bissouma this summer. Bissouma looks set to leave Amex Stadium with only 12 months left on his current deal, with the Seagulls asking in excess of £30 million. Previous reports have also claimed that Newcastle have registered an interest. Usman Dembele's Barca future is unclear following difficult negotiations. The future looked bleak for Usman Dembele at Barcelona after he was told to find a new club in January as he entered the final 6 months of his contract. Head coach Xavi had successfully lobbied to have him return to the first-team fold, but there remains no agreement to keep him at the Catalonian club beyond the summer, potentially paving the way for Chelsea to tempt the forward to London. James Turkowski suffered relegation with Burnley this season. Burnley defender James Turkowski has long been linked with a move away from Turf Moor, but it appears with his contract expiring this summer in Burnley relegated to the Championship, it could finally be about to happen. Newcastle were interested in the 29-year-old in January, but nothing ever materialized, while West Ham and Leicester have also previously targeted the centre-back. Hoda will return to Celtic on a permanent deal. Celtic are closing in on a permanent transfer to sign Portuguese winger Hoda, with a deal expected to be completed this week. The 23-year-old has told Benfica he wishes to remain at the Scottish Premiership champions after initially joining on loan in the summer. Hoda played a key part in Celtic's double-winning side, contributing to 27 goals, 13 14 across all competitions as Ange Postecoglou's side won the League and League Cup. Joe Arribo. Rangers' Joe Arribo has caught the attention of various Premier League clubs. Crystal Palace are reportedly interested in signing Rangers' Nigerian midfielder Joe Arribo. The Eagles have identified the 25-year-old as a potential replacement for the outgoing Conor Gallagher, who will return to parent club Chelsea after an excellent breakout season at Selhurst Park. Takumi Minamino has only played 28 times for Liverpool this season, mainly from the bench. Leeds United will step up efforts to sign Liverpool attacker Takumi Minamino this summer following their Premier League survival, according to reports. I have Japan matches too, in June, and there will be no time to rest up, but I'll think about my future after the Champions League final, Minamino was quoted by Kyoto News. Sam Johnston has been released by West Brom following the completion of his contract. England goalkeeper Sam Johnston has been released by West Bromwich Albion following the expiry of his contract, but his next destination is still unknown. Johnston, 29, made 167 appearances after arriving from Manchester United for £6.5 million in 2018. The England stopper was the subject of an offer from West Ham last summer which the Baggies turned down. Ben Brereton Diaz. Blackburn Rovers triggered a one-year extension on Ben Brereton Diaz's contract in May. Blackburn Rovers activated the one-year option to extend Ben Brereton Diaz's contract until June 2023 in May, having enjoyed his career-best season at Ewood Park. The striker scored 22 championship goals this term, becoming the first Rovers player in 57 years to achieve such a feat. His name has been linked with West Ham and Sevilla,